Okay, I'd like to call a meeting of the Budget Review Committee to order. It's Monday, August 22nd, 2022. It's 7:22 p.m. We're in the Aldermatic Chamber. Let's start the meeting by taking a roll call attendance. The clerk would please call a roll.
Alderman Dowd.
Present.
Alderman O'Brien. Alderman Karen.
Here.
Alderman Jettie. Alderman Shoshana Kelly is here. Alderman Sullivan.
Here.
And Alderman Wilshire.
I'm here.
Okay.
We have 5 members present.
Also in attendance, Cheryl Linden, I believe John Goff. And I don't see Bobby Bagley and I think Tim Cummings is watching.
Director Bagley's
Oh,
on
Director
Zoom.
Bagley's on Zoom. Okay. First item on the agenda is public comment. Is there anyone that would like to speak in public comment on anything that's on tonight's agenda? Seeing no one, we'll move on. Communications.
And communication from Kim Kleiner, Director of Administrative Services, regarding R22053, transfer from Welfare Department into Community Services Department and Environmental Health.
There being no objection, I'll accept the communication and place it on file. Unfinished business,
There's none.
new business resolutions.
We have before us R22050 relative to the transfer of $8,400 from Department 194 contingency account 70100, general contingency to Department 144, Edgewood and Suburban Cemeteries, accounting classification 51, salaries and wages.
And you made the motion to,
I will make the motion to recommend final passage.
okay, the motion is to recommend final passage of R22050 relative to the transfer of $8,400 from Department 194 contingency account 7100 to general contingency to Department 144 Edgewood and Suburban Cemeteries, accounting classification 51, salaries and wages. Is there anyone that has any questions on this legislation? If so, we can bring up Ms. Linder. No? Okay. Any questions or concerns? Everybody understands what it's about? Okay. Then, in that case, all those in favor of R22050, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Kelly.
We have before us R22053 relative to the transfer of $34,927 from Department 174 Welfare Administration into Department 172 Community Health and Department 173 Environmental Health. Can I move to amend or do I have to move for
You
final
have to move
passage?
first, then
Okay.
we'll amend it.
Sure. So I move to recommend final passage.
Okay. Alderman Kelly recommended final passage to the full board, but I think you have something you want to do first.
I do, if I could speak.
Yes.
The memo that was referenced earlier in the meeting was regarding a shift in this that needs to be changed. So there was a step issue where we didn't include the years of experience when we did this, so we need to amend this. So my motion is to amend, and we are going to be changing the transfer for environmental health salaries from $20,239 to $26,558. And the line item for transfer of the health benefits would go from $43.94 to $57.65. That would make the total, the original was $34,927, and the new total would be $42,617.
Okay. Any questions on the amendment? Alderman Sullivan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Could you please just repeat that? We're doing that because
Sure.
the person that we're moving into that position is more experienced? Is that accurate?
We can get some guidance from
Thank you
Ms.
very
Kleiner.
much.
This may help.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yes, Ms. Kleiner?
Good evening, Kim Kleiner, Director of Administrative Services. So this is a little bit of a unique situation, not one that wasn't entirely on our radar. It has been. Director Bagley and I, along with Mr. Mack, Ms. Peak, and Ms. Bernard, have been working on this for a while. Unfortunately, back in 2018, we did a redo of the merit and unaffiliated plan. At that time, there was some question as to the salary data that had been pulled for many of the positions within public health. Some of the data that we were seeing wasn't aligning with what we thought the salaries should be at. And it wasn't aligning with the market at the time. We brought it forth for what we believed it to be at that time, but what we've seen is not only are we having a lot of retention problems, the state of New Hampshire did a salary study which was released in January of this year, and it showed what we originally thought, that these positions were underclassified. So using that data, and I'm happy to supply anyone that report that would like to see it, it is public information on the state website. We see that there are positions within welfare, environmental health, and community services, which are all underclassified. So they required regrading and then re-steps. So to speak to the amendment directly, when we look at the grade represents the level of authority, the level of responsibility, the actual job descriptions, but the steps represent the years of service. And when we got a position on a particular grade, we had miscalculated the steps due to that individual's years of experience. So that was the adjustment that we asked for the amendment.
Any questions on the amendment? Alderman Sullivan?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My question is around headcount. In the second paragraph, one case technician is being eliminated, and then a reclass of 4 people in the welfare department, and then 3 people. So this is a headcount reduction of 1, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions on the amendment? Seeing none, all in favor of the amendment, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Amendment passes. Now, are there any? Yes.
I believe we need to recommend final passage as amended.
Yes. That's where I was going.
That's my motion.
Okay, so the motion now is for final passage as amended on R 22-053. Any questions on the amended motion? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Ms. Kleiner. All right, next item.
We have before us R 22-055 relative to the supplemental appropriation of $300,000 of FY 2022 unanticipated food services related revenue into Fund 2100 Food Services Fund. I would like to recommend final passage.
Motion is to recommend to the full board final passage of R 22-055. We had this in the public hearing. Were there any additional questions? Seeing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Alderman Kelly.
Next before us is R 22056, relative to the transfer of coronavirus state and local fiscal recovery funds established by the American Rescue Plan Act, ARPA, and FY '22 supplemental appropriations in the amount of $14,500,000.
Okay,
I'd like to recommend final passage.
the motion is to recommend the full board final passage of R 22056. Are there any questions? Alderman Sullivan.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. One question that I didn't ask in the public comment. The original resolution calls for the intake of 16,138,000, and we are appropriating, or we're going to move 14.5 million into various funds. Where is the balance of that? Where is that going?
It looks like all our expertise left, but it's not part of this resolution, so it's not being acted upon, so that balance being used somewhere else would probably be covered under some other action. All set?
Yes.
Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We are not be taking 022-019 off the table. I haven't heard anything from Alderman Clements that it's ready to go, so. So, tabled in committee, general discussion. No. Public comment? None? Remarks by Alderman. Alderman Karen.
Thank you. I just wanted to remind everyone that National Goes Back to School is Thursday at the Public Library from 5 to 6:30. So hopefully you'll all show up and see the fine group of people that have bagged 1,500 bags for our kids, and all the teachers will be there. The police department will be there this year with their Bearcat, and the health department will be there. So we're looking forward to a nice day, not too hot. But
What was the
so
time
please-
again?
5 to 6:30.
Seems to grow every year.
Yes, it does.
It's a great event.
And if you have time, stop by and watch us old people bag bags.
Wait a minute, I'm helping you. I don't
Thank you,
want.
Alderman Dowd.
That's why I'm not going.
Alderman Tebow.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to acknowledge that I was at this meeting.
Oh,
Oh, sorry.
It's
Yeah.
okay. And Alderman Clee, too,
I'll put that on the
for some of
record.
it.
Thank you, Alderman Clee,
all right. So,
if I could.
and by the way, tomorrow, we have the joint infrastructure DPW meeting at 6 o'clock at Nashua High North, and followed by the joint special school building committee at 7 o'clock. And I'll be chairing both of those meetings, and we'll see all the members there.
Alderman Dove?
Yes.
I will not be there tomorrow night. I will be on vacation until next Tuesday.
Did we authorize vacation? I know. Okay. Alderman Kelly, do I have a motion?
I'd like to move to adjourn.
Motion is to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're adjourned at 7:36. Thank you, everyone.